Stephen Shaw going up against Willie Jake Jr. Shaw putting his undefeated record on the line here at Foxwoods.
Well, sure. Obviously, he has the undefeated record, but he's also 10 years younger. So that's going to help with the energy level. He's taller, reach advantage. He has everything tonight on paper in his favor.
Shaw 11-0 with 8 knockouts going up against Willie Jake Jr. 8-2-1 with 2 knockouts to his name. Let's begin tonight's action and go inside the ring with our announcer Mark Fratto.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fox Theater here at Foxwoods Resort Casino. This is Broadway Boxing on UFC Fight Pass. Our opening contest is scheduled for 8 rounds in the heavyweight division. Brought to you by DeBella Entertainment and presented by Nissan of Queens, Azad Watches, Optics, Christos Steakhouse, and Gallardi Insurance. The judges scoring this contest are Glenn Feldman, Robert Paolino, and Don Trella. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Johnny Callis. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at an even 233 pounds. His professional record consists of 8 victories against 2 defeats with 1 draw, 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Wearing blue with gold and representing Indianapolis, Indiana. Please welcome Willie the Snake Jake Jr. His undefeated opponent fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at an even 251 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 11 bouts, 11 victories, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black with gold and hails from St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Big Shot Shaw.
Willie, Stephen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times, but above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right now. Touch gloves, and the bell rings box. Good luck.
Stephen Shaw making his return here to the ring and will be competing in his 3rd straight 8-round fight. Has 2 inches on Willie Jake Jr. Another southpaw who comes in at 8-2-1, 2 knockouts. Jake out of Indianapolis, Stephen Shaw out of St. Louis, so 2 Midwesterners find themselves here on the upper Connecticut coast at Foxwoods.
And you know, guys, the title of who is the best American heavyweight prospect right now may be vacant. You know, after Jermaine Franklin's last performance on Showbox, most people weren't terribly impressed by that. If Shaw can turn in the kind of explosive performance he turned in last time out, if he can do that again, maybe he starts creeping into that conversation.
Willie Jake Jr. landing a surprise right hand out of the gate here against Big Shot. Shaw.
I'm sorry.
No, Shaw last fought in March in Columbus against Donovan Dennis, and that was a very live underdog in Donovan Dennis. Shaw looked pretty good.
A devastating knockout in that fight.
I was just going to allude to the fact that Jake is doing an excellent job. He's southpaw, so, you know, keep the offense going. Don't give your opponent the chance to figure you out. And you can see Jake is doing just that. He's working the jab. He's giving some movement. He's not allowing Shaw to figure him out.
Jake is trying to avoid back-to-back losses for the first time in his career as a pro. He last fought in January in Shreveport, Louisiana. That was a fight that took place on Showbox against a Cuban, Frank Sanchez, and he was on the wrong end of a lopsided first round. He did not look all that sharp in the 2 rounds they fought.
And he was down for quite some time after he was stopped in that fight. But, you know, on paper, both of Jake's losses, they're kind of excusable losses. One was to Jermaine Franklin, the other one is to Frank Sanchez, and both of those guys would be considered among the top heavyweight prospects.
And Jake does have an edge. He has, well, I wouldn't call it an edge, but he has experience in his corner. His dad was a cruiserweight boxer in the 90s. His dad did, fairly well.
Dad Willie Jake Sr., and he watches his son go down here in round 1.
Your dad can't take the chin for you. Don't have a chin for you, so.
Big shot, Stephen Shaw offering a wink to the crowd as he awaits Willie Jake Jr. Getting back up, a wide-eyed Willie Jake Jr. coming off that knockdown here in round 1. They move to the corner.
Nice left hook by Shaw on the inside as Jake tried to slide away. See, now Shaw's starting to work that jab, starting to connect with that jab.
Final 10 seconds here in the opening round here on UFC Fight Pass. Shaw has him on the ropes. Might have clipped him with an elbow toward the end.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice stare down. Nothing wrong with that.
Let's toss it over to Dan Canovio, the fourth member of our broadcast team who caught up.
Clary going in there and wants to get back on that comeback trail after suffering that loss, but back into title eliminator types of fights. What can we expect tonight in this main event?
Toka's in great shape. We had a great training camp. He had really good sparring for this fight. He's 100% ready. I think he's more mentally ready for this one than he was for the last one. He kind of let me down in that one a little bit. But, those things happen in boxing, and the thing is he's up for this one, and he'll take care of business tonight.
Well, he likes to pride himself on being able to change styles, adapt to opponents. Do you think that would be the case tonight with a very tricky opponent, one that he actually knows a lot because they sparred together a lot?
Yeah, he sparred with this guy a lot, and the thing is, I watched a lot of tape on it. We came up with a very good game plan. It's a little different from what he wants to do, of course, but he'll stick with the game plan, and I think it'll work, and I think he'll stop this guy tonight.
Freddie Roach of the famed Wildcard Boxing Gym and the trainer for Toka Conclari, who we will see later tonight against Irvin Gonzalez. Start of round 2 between Stephen Shaw and Willie Jake Jr. Shaw in the black and gold trunks. Jake are in the blue, purple, and gold trunks. Some stars, and might have been seeing those in round number 1.
And I think Shaw really did set the tone. Because early on, Jake was giving him a little confusion with that southpaw stance. But once Shaw was able to land that right hand and put him down, and then a left hook at the end of the round, I think he set the tone moving forward.
This is a similar pace that we saw Shaw fight Donovan Dennis at the very beginning. Kind of all over the map with the pace of that fight. But then he caught Dennis's attention with a pair of right crosses, put him down with a left hook, and in that third round, it was all she wrote. He called it the biggest win of his career thus far, and a lot of people compared that performance that Shaw had against Dennis with the one that Dennis had against Jarrell Miller. He said Shaw looked better than Miller did against Dennis.
Well, and Shaw just wants the ability to show that more often. You were talking to him yesterday.
And the punch that's there for Jake, as I see, is the overhand left. I think if Jake commits to the overhand left, he has some success. But I'm not sure if he wants to stand in the pocket and commit to that shot.
Action moving back to the center of the ring.
As I was saying before, Shaw's been a pro for almost 6 years, and he only has 11 fights. He wants to be busier than he is. He spent more time as Deontay Wilder's sparring partner and sparring Stipe Miocic, the UFC heavyweight champion, than he has actually fighting his own fights. And he wants to be in here showing what he's capable of.
Shaw didn't take any time off after that win over Dennis. He had to get into Deontay's training camp for that fight against Dominic Breazeale.
Well, that's great experience for him. He gets an opportunity to see where he has to get if he wants to win a heavyweight title, but also where he's at right now. How far away am I from being able to contend for a heavyweight title?
He's probably also making a lot more money sparring with Deontay.
Yeah. Well, it's heavyweight titles training camps. Sparring partners can make some good coin.
And I'm sure Deontay's watching the fight tonight. So, D, just saying what's up to you, my brother.
Shaw's been sparring with Wilder for 2 years, and he said they keep bringing him back because he keeps Wilder sharp. Stiff jab.
But I like to see Shaw throw 2-3 jabs and move in and throw that right hand to the chest area.
End of round 2 here at Foxwoods. Third round action beginning here at Foxwoods. And this is Willie Jake Jr.'s second straight 8-round fight. And Corey, you mentioned both defeats for him have been against undefeated fighters here in his career.
Oh, yeah, and so for Shaw, this is really a litmus test. You know, these are guys, Jermaine Franklin and Frank Sanchez, that he wants to be compared with. So how is he going to fare against Willie Jake? Could he stop him in the same way that they did?
And this is 8 rounds, but before that last fight,
he hurt him with a right hand.
And he falls out of the ring. He gets tripped up through the ropes.
The ropes on that side are loose. He was hurt, but the ropes on that side, they're very loose. So, to hit, you know, unfortunately for him, the ropes are loose. I don't think he would have went down, although he got shook up.
Stephen Shaw looking to seize an opportunity.
I think you're right, Brian. I think the visual of that was worse than the actual knockdown was.
But hey, it's a knockdown for him.
Shaw continuing to come forward.
If I'm in this corner, I'm telling him, that's twice you went through the ropes on that side. Stay off the damn ropes.
And between rounds 2 and 3, Stephen Shaw's corner imploring him to just stay balanced, which he's done for the most part, but try and finish those combinations.
Yeah, you can see Shaw's obviously a guy who's very confident in his own power. He's very relaxed. You get the sense that he believes that big shot is going to come no matter what.
Yeah, real methodical in his approach, I think.
Caught him with the right hand.
But when Jake, you know, jabs and throw a stiff jab, you know, Shaw goes defensive.
And he backs him up with a left hook.
And he's looking at referee Johnny Callis. I'm not sure why. He got hit and turned to look at the referee.
Shaw connecting somewhat with an uppercut.
And on that side of the ring, Willie Jake Dad was yelling, keep him there in the corner. But I think he's hurt. He got shook up.
Jake was staggered there. He's in some trouble.
Shaw going to work. There was a body shot that could have taken some air out of the tires.
He was trying to grab hold of Shaw, and Shaw kept stepping back. He was hurt, though.
Willie Jake Jr. going back to the corner after getting back up on the canvas. You know, a rope on the ring came loose in Willie Jake Jr.'s last fight against Frank Sanchez, that fight back in Shreveport. It came at the end of round 1. It caused about a 15-minute delay. They had
they
had reapplied the rope.
It came loose for about 20 minutes.
Yeah. And you see a short right hand started the trouble, and that's when he backed up and tried to use the ropes. He tried to go low, use the ropes to slip under, but he went through the ropes and they called it a knockdown.
So 2 knockdowns coming in that round.
3 rounds, 2 knockdowns.
Yeah, unfortunately for Jake, guys, he's been hurt by almost everything Shaw lands. Anytime he lands anything, any right hand specifically, he's been buzzed by it.
And Stephen Shaw going back out to work as we begin round 4 here at Foxwoods. This one's scheduled for 8 rounds.
And Corey, you mentioned Willie Jake has been hurt on mostly every shot that Shaw's landed. Look at Shaw postures this round. He come out more aggressive, looking to be more assertive and land shots to get him out of there. Nice right uppercut by Shaw. And Willie Jake is showing some veteran moves. He got hit with a nice right hand. Only 11 fights, but got hit with a nice right hand, and then he faked, do a couple of feints to get out of there. And Shaw went for the feints.
Stiff left hand. And Jake eating the punches in the corner. In comes Johnny Callis. That's all she wrote.
I think that's a good stoppage.
Yeah. Proper stoppage. He didn't take too much, but he took enough.
Exactly. Yeah, he'd already been down 3 times. I don't think that fight could have possibly been turned around in Jake's favor.
And you can see here, he had Jake in the corner. He landed a short left hook. Then he went to the body, came back on top. And that was just a barrage of punches. And Johnny Callis jumps in and saves Willie Jake. And there was no argument from Willie Jake nor his corner.
No.
So Stephen Shaw will pick up the 9th KO of his professional career, remain undefeated, and improve to 12-0.
And you see manager Dave McWaters there with the white shirt, black blazer. Excellent manager. He cares about his boxers, and he moves them well.
And he's got a stable full of national champions from various countries, and they're
all around. Yep.
And they're all knocking on the door of title contention right now. I mean, probably the first guy from his stable to win a world title could be Teofimo Lopez. That could be coming up in December.
The young man should be happy with his performance. Obviously, you go back to the drawing board, you take a look at this, and you figure how you can improve. Because I do think there are areas where he can improve. His jab should be more consistent. He was sporadic in throwing his jab out. But when he let his hands go, he has success in landing a high percentage of his shots.
So Stephen Shaw impresses in his debut here at Foxwoods, picks up his 3rd straight knockout, and remains undefeated, improving to 12-0 with a knockout here in the 4th round against Willie Jake Jr. And we will go inside the ring for the official ruling from Mark Fratto.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, Johnny Callis, called for a halt to this contest. Your official time, 56 seconds in round number 4. Your winner by TKO and still undefeated from St. Louis, Missouri, Stephen Big Shot Shaw!